Hello everyone, it's Maz bin Asad, a second year electronics engineering undergraduate at Zakirusan College of Engineering and Technology. And alongside me is Apoor Goyal, who is second year computer engineering undergraduate in the same college. So in this video, we'll be discussing about GitHub and how you can just start using this helpful tool. Okay, so what exactly is a GitHub? Let's discuss this. So as the slide says, GitHub is simply a tracker of your work in progress. Imagine a situation when you are creating a copy of project whenever you update it. That is really a tedious task. Okay, so GitHub is here to help us. Okay, let's imagine a scenario where you don't have uh, these automation tools. Okay, so what you will be doing is you will be creating copies of your projects whenever you update or delete something in that. Okay, uh, sometimes it may work when your project is just kind of smaller size, 4 to 5 MB, but when it comes to industrial standards, the projects may go up to 50 GB or 60 GB sometimes. Okay, so you can't rely on creating copies of projects in your local PCs. This is going to take huge space. Okay, so you want something that automatically does this task and doesn't even require space of creating copies, but still it takes a tracks your changes whenever you update it. Okay, and whenever you want to switch back to whatever change you did, you can just ask this tool and it will do it for you. Okay, so we would discuss some technical terms in this tool because these three are most important ones. After this, you can understand at least a basic working of GitHub. Okay, so first thing is commits. Suppose you are making some change in the project. Okay, so in GitHub terms, you are simply making commit. Okay, commit is simply a snapshot that GitHub takes of your progress. Okay, you are just saying it to take track this snapshot, and whenever I require it, you can switch me back to this commit. Okay, it doesn't create a copies. Remember. Okay, next term is repositories. Okay, so when you are creating a project, you can't simply, create a large number of files of this project. You need some root folder, okay, the basic folder that has some subfolders inside it, and that has some files. That subfolders have some files. Okay, so it's a tree structure that is made, and repositories are simply the folders, including the root folder of your project. Okay, in layman terms, you can simply relate it with folders of your project. Okay, it's that simple. Next thing is forks. Okay, GitHub is an open source tool. Open source simply means like if your repository or project is public, you can ask anyone to, ask anyone, or anyone can contribute to your project. It's not like only the project is limited to specific team or person. Okay, so anyone can contribute to it. For this, that person who wants to contribute have to create a copy of your project. Okay, and then start working on that personally. Okay, so it's a good thing about GitHub. It doesn't disturb the actual workflow of the project. Contributor can create copies and then later uh, push the changes that he or she did in the main repository of the project. Okay, this is how the open source contribution works. So okay, Apu will be taking on this further to demonstrate live the working of GitHub.
Thanks a lot, Mars, for the wonderful explanation. Yeah, so let us see how GitHub works really. Well, I have opened github.com for you, and here you can see this whole UI. It seems pretty interesting because, yeah, it is all about GitHub. So, first of all, see, we will how make a new repository. Okay, as Mars said, it can be considered as a root folder on your PC. So, I will name it test repo 1. Well, this name is available. So description, I won't give it for now, it's optional. Well, the another awesome feature of GitHub is about you can set it to public or private. Public in case you want anyone around the globe to see that your project or whatever you are tracking on GitHub and can contribute to that or even can suggest you some changes on that. And if you want that only you work on that and no one else can see that, you can keep that private. For now, I'll keep that public. Well, before initializing this repository, that is before making this folder in layman terms, I will create a readme file. That is, GitHub will already do that for me. Readme file is about your what a project is all about or whatever thing you are tracking on GitHub, whatever changes you are tracking on GitHub, what is it about? Suppose if it is about a project that is, you can say some face attendance system. So you can say that in the README that yeah, this is all about face attendance system and how one can set up this project on his or her PC. Well, that is a matter of time and you will come to know how to do that. Well, the .git ignored and license, you don't need that right now. You can simply create these repositories. Well, these bots are really awesome. We will talk about them soon. So a repository is created here and you can see a lot of options and a really nice UI here. So first we will see how will we create a new file here because we need to see that how it tracks the file. Okay, because that's all the magic and you can say the importance of GitHub lies there itself, the foundation of GitHub. So I will name that test.txt and here I will write GitHub intro 2020. Okay, well, you can also see the preview here, so I will just name that. I will just commit that. Commit is basically I am telling GitHub that what I did at this particular time when I made some changes to this file. Okay, so that will have GitHub remember, okay, yeah, when you wrote a message create test.txt, at that time you added a line, and we will see how it remembers that particular thing. So we have created this test.txt, GitHub intro 2020. And now I will edit this file. For editing this, I will simply add a new line and I will say by Mars and Apur. Okay, so it's small. Yeah, and I will now say add speaker's name and then I will commit that again. So now I have this new file, new updates in this file, as we can already do that in our local PC. But what's the magic here is, yeah, you can see it has created a snapshot of what we did 42 seconds ago and what we did 11 seconds ago. So see, it has tracked that yeah, you added a line GitHub intro 2020 when you added a commit message create test.txt, and similarly it will track what we did when we created the next commit add speaker's name. We added these lines. So this is how GitHub tracks all your files and folders. Okay, whatever you are holding inside the repository. Okay, so yeah. Well, now we will see that how this forking works. We know what repository is, what commit is. Well, forking is basically whenever you want to contribute in someone else's project. Okay, so I have a project open here. It is botcoder/botcodeapp, and though I am a contributor to that project, I don't have this project in my own as my in my own account. Okay, so that is from some other organization, botcoders. So what I will do, I will create a fork. So I will tell him that yes, make a fork in Apur 73. So it will create a fork, and you can see what it is doing. Forking is basically it is making a copy of that particular project. It will copy all the files from there to here without taking any space on your local PC. Well, now you have a copy of that project. Similarly, you can have copy of some large projects like Facebook's React JS framework project that is available on GitHub, Google's Flutter, and all. So you can now you can play around with this whole repository. You can see how the changes are working here. Okay, you can see all of that here. Okay, and this is the readme file. So this is a well maintained readme file, as we can see. Okay, so now you have a glance of what GitHub is and how that works. So we will see some awesome features about that also. Yeah, You can create issues and assign anyone to solve them. Basically, when you are working on anything, on any of the big or minor project, okay, you can anytime create issues that you need some changes here, you need some changes in the file, or you need to add some features, and anyone around the globe can contribute to that particular uh, feature or that particular issue that what you have created, if your repository is public, right? And multiple people can work around the globe. This is the best thing. You can anyone can create his own copy by clicking on fork and work on that, and then whenever the changes are done, he or she can ask you that, can I merge that? Do you like these changes? If you don't like these changes, you can tell that person, okay, I want these changes to be altered once again. And then when you are satisfied, you can merge those changes in your particular repository, in your particular folder in layman terms, and that new feature or issue, whatever it was about, will be added to your particular repository also. This way people contribute to others projects. And you can host static websites on GitHub, so you don't need you need to pay anything. You can simply use GitHub pages. You can see more about that in GitHub documentation. It is well versed. And you can also make bots. So this is the most awesome feature for automating anything on your project. Okay, you can set bots to check whenever you add some changes, are they following the good coding habits. And you can also make bots to check whether someone has created an issue and is it a valid issue, or if someone is contributing to that project, is he or she adding the required form of changes or not. Whatever you want, you can track that using bots. Okay, so GitHub helps us creating an automated system using the bots, and we can assign the works to the bots. Well, you can see more about that here, docs.github.com, and you will really like that because it tells all about what GitHub is and what are some good softwares of GitHub, like GitHub Desktop, Git Kraken, and all. So that's all for today. Thanks a lot, and we wish to see you soon. Signing off, Mars and Apoor.